I used to live on a boat, a narrowboat, and it was brilliant, but I was tethered to the canals. I really wanted to be on land again. I wanted to be able to grow things. I didn't want to put roots down. I want to be able to take my house with me.
Today I'm in England, and here I'm by another tiny house. Jeffrey built it 5 years ago. Since then he has been living in it, and today he's gonna give us a tour.
So I'm totally off grid in terms of power. For most of the year it's way too much power, but for the winter it's not quite enough.
Yeah, so like November.
Sort of this spot we're in at the moment, it's quite, there's lots of trees around stopping the winter sun. It's not ideal. Where I'm moving to next has really good winter sun.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it should be just sort of November to January.
Yeah. So because of the height, it's like low. And
yes. Yeah.
And you have 10 solar panels?
10 solar panels. I've actually got 5 more in the shed.
Okay.
But I didn't really have room.
That would be extra juice.
Yeah.
And 400 each.
Yeah.
So it's 4 kilowatt. How you came up with the idea to build a tiny house?
The idea to build a tiny house came because I used to live on a boat, a narrowboat, and it was brilliant, but I was tethered to the canals, and I really wanted to be on land again. I wanted to be able to grow things, and I grew lots of things on the roof of my boat, and then I'd go away for a hot weekend and they'd all be dead.
Oh.
So.
And how long did you live on the boat?
6 years.
Okay.
I lived in London, and then I brought it all the way down to Bristol and lived there for another couple of years.
So you were like traveler one, not the stationer one?
Traveler one, yeah. When I realised I wanted to live on land, I didn't want to put roots down. Like if I change my mind about where I want to live, I want to be able to take my house with me. So the idea of a tiny house fit perfectly with that. So I'm a builder, and I build eco homes.
Like big ones?
Big ones, yes.
Normal ones, standard.
I wouldn't say normal, but yeah.
Eco standard size.
Exactly, yeah, sort of family homes.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really disliked about tiny houses that were being built was there's lots of thermal bridging. So where there's a timber frame and you insulate in between it, the timber is a thermal bridge, so it transmits the cold from outside to inside. So I wanted to wrap my building in insulation to mean there was nothing going from inside to outside, so it would be a lot more efficient. Okay. And I spent ages looking for a good insulation board that could be lightweight, and finding cork that could be the finish, so it's the weather screen. That was like a halo moment. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So it's like a 5mm cork?
Or 50mm cork.
15, wow.
50.
Wow, 5 centimeters, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And then 100mm timber frame.
Okay.
So it's 150mm insulation.
Yeah, but between timber frame you have a
wood fiber insulation.
Wood fiber insulation.
Yeah. So
but you still had to make air gaps, no? It's like a sandwich.
It's a sandwich, yeah.
Okay.
So all tight sandwich.
Okay.
And the other thing, so with my eco building, I specialize in natural materials, and I didn't want to use plastic insulation. I didn't want to use high embodied carbon in materials. So with all the timber, with all the cork, it's all storing carbon. So hopefully making a snug house that isn't too sort of costly to the planet, but also to me to heat.
Yeah. How long is it?
6.6 meters.
6.6 long, 2.5 wide.
Yeah.
And I guess it's 4 meters maxed out?
Yeah, I think 395.
Yeah.
Just to stay within the UK regulations.
Behind the solar panels you have a box outside.
Yes.
Like in the house.
So the box has my hot water heater, gas hot water heater, and it has my solar charger, batteries.
Yeah.
And that sort of sits on the triangle. Okay, so welcome inside. This is the first spot. This is my desk.
It's like a tiny library.
Yeah.
And very cozy shape, like when you have all the way up to the roof.
Yeah, I like books.
Yeah.
I've got so many uh, books on building and yeah, craft. Like craft is my other big love.
Yeah.
So
And it's as well extra insulation, kind of.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, very snug books.
Yeah. And you play banjo?
I do, yes.
Ah, nice.
So there's a thing called biophilia, which means it's the sense of well-being you get from being in nature.
Yeah.
And so one focus of this was to build a really efficient, like well-detailed tiny house, and the other was to pack it full of biophilic elements, trying to make it so that it's just the most kind of healthy, like I'm walking in the woods. So obviously lots of plants, lots of timber that has the live edge, so it still looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a chair to go in it.
And inside cork as well.
Yes, inside cork. So this is the bark of a tree. So it's kind of giving you that good feeling.
Yeah. And this piece of wood is structure or it's just decoration?
This one,
Yeah.
it's mostly decoration,
Okay.
but it was actually
Looks cool. Love it.
I've got some nieces who are very small, and
Okay.
I wanted to put a swing in my front room.
Oh,
So
yeah, right.
I wanted to be the cool
Yeah.
uncle, so so that's why that's there.
Yeah. So now it's just for pull-ups.
Yeah, at the moment.
You opted normal sofa for your
Normal
living room?
sofa, yes. The reason for that was, well, it's a storage sofa. I have sat on so many sofas that people have built themselves, and they are never comfortable.
Yeah.
No offense to those people.
No.
But yeah, I wanted a normal sofa. This one is a sofa bed because I was thinking about getting building control for this to get insurance. And so the upstairs sleeping loft isn't, because it's not high enough. It's
Yeah,
not
it's storage.
exactly. So that needed to be storage. So if I wanted a bed, I had to have a sofa bed. I haven't actually gone down that route for
Okay.
building control.
You even didn't try.
No, no, it wasn't worth it in the end.
Yeah.
But I've kept the sofa.
Yeah. So how it took you 1 year to build it, or?
Yeah, probably a year, just over a year, I think.
Full time, or?
No,
No.
I was working elsewhere. So yeah, probably, maybe if I was working on it full time, maybe it was a year.
Okay.
But probably a year and a half in sort of.
And you still were living in a narrowboat and building?
I was living in a horrible little caravan next door, sharing it with squirrels, and
Oh.
it was bad. Like I
Sounds,
moved
the
into.
squirrel sounds romantic. If you would say with rats.
Well, I think there might have been some rats too. Yeah, I moved into here when it was still a building site, just because I wanted to be warm and away from that.
And on this side you have pine wood, or?
Yeah, just 8mm wood.
Yeah.
I figured I didn't want to have ply. I find it a bit boring.
Yeah.
So this seemed to be the not cheapest, lightest.
Right. But then it's a red cedar or pine?
It's pine.
Pine, okay. Because red cedar I think would be lighter.
Yeah, it's just not really that available here. In,
okay. But about cork, how did you get it here? It's from Portugal, no? Or?
It is from Portugal.
Right.
It's not so much that the red cedar, like this stuff you could buy in a hardware store.
Yeah, right.
Like to get it red cedar would be getting it somewhere special.
Okay.
Like,
And about the cork?
The cork came from a natural building supplier.
Okay.
So
they have it in stock.
They have it
in
stock.
the UK.
Yeah. The worktop, all of the windowsills, they came from the estate that we're on.
Okay.
So it was an old 300-year-old tree that came down, and we milled it up. So it's super local, best we could do. And the floorboards also, they're made of ash, which is a tree that's dying out. So ash dieback is sort of killing most of our ash trees. And so I kind of wanted to have an ash floor just so that it's, we won't be able to have this in maybe even sort of 10 years time.
Okay.
So
it's really dying out.
Yeah.
And it's still not protected. You still can make.
Well, there's nothing you
timber
can
out.
do. It's a fungal infection that's just
okay.
crossing the country, killing them all.
Wow.
But this was again like super local, just kind of over there.
Yeah.
So trying as much as possible to
Right.
be local. The wood stove is my primary source of heat. I actually have underfloor heating as well, but to run that on the solar panels, it has to be like a really sunny but cold day.
Yeah.
So maybe
Night.
3 times a year, 4 times a year.
But at night, you could run at night, and during the day it will recharge. Yeah.
It kind of saps the batteries.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I could do.
Yeah.
But it was sort of, the underfloor heating was future-proofing.
Yeah.
I might not always live in the countryside. If I live in a city again, then wood stoves are kind of, they might get banned sometime soon because of the particulates. Yeah. So I wanted to have both options.
Yeah. And the stove you got local or just recycled? Or?
That was new actually. I wanted a super efficient one.
Yeah.
So
so it's the heavy, thick one that keeps heat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's lovely. Generally speaking, with all the insulation, I have one fire for maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And it's warm until the morning.
Oh, nice.
So
lovely. But it doesn't get so cold, like 0 maybe in winter. So cold it can get.
When it gets right down to 0, the fire's on a bit more. But,
but it's not so often when you have 0.
Oh no. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
no. We maybe have like a week or 2 a year. When I was thinking about weight, I made loads of very minute savings, mostly so that I could put this massive chunk of wood in. These are coppiced chestnut timbers. The sort of A-frame is a really traditional way of building houses. I wanted to honour that, but also like have trees in my house. Like that pleases me so much.
Yeah.
I think trees are magical, and to live with them is brilliant.
And you made the steps. I see the system that you have to start with right foot.
Yes.
Otherwise,
yeah. I spent a long time like, do I go left foot or right foot? Yeah, and they're probably the thing that gets the most comment if I ever put it on Facebook or anything like that. People always, they're dangerous. Wouldn't want to be drunk. Well, all that sort of thing. No. I've been drunk and I've never fallen down my stairs.
No. In the loft, you have a queen size bed?
Yeah, I think so. I can sit.
Yeah.
Got a nice headroom.
Yeah.
If I want to read.
Yeah.
And then the cork. I deliberately kept the cork exposed in here just to create like a cozy space.
Right.
I was reading a lot about like how darker spaces are kind of warmer and sort of mentally warmer. So that's why I left it like this.
Yeah. And the cozy round window brings vibes as well.
Yeah. Probably my only regret is that I didn't make that an opening window.
Okay. Yeah.
I think having this open, having 2 open windows would create a bit more draft.
Yeah. And when it's raining, you cannot open this one.
So. Exactly. Yeah. So next time.
Yeah. Or still can do it.
Yeah.
And storage you have there as well, something in the front.
Yeah, so storage along the back of the bed.
Yeah.
And I've got these storage as well. This is actually going to come around and be a whole kind of unit.
So how big is the loft?
I don't know.
It's like 3 meters probably, no? Like...
Yeah, it's just less than half, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, probably 3 meters-ish. I think I originally was going to have the bed the other way, but
yeah, but you can always move it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And here the first step is the storage.
Yeah. So storage under there,
Yeah.
and then all under there as well.
Yeah. And that brings us to the kitchen.
Yeah. Just shut that door.
So the height in kitchen is 2 meters or something like that.
I
Yeah, you can see.
I made it.
Yeah.
I made it like that much bigger than
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And
how tall are you?
5'11".
Okay.
So
yeah. 180 something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, probably not even 2 meters.
Yeah. Yeah. But enough for you to stand.
Enough for me.
Yeah.
I figured that anyone else that's taller that was coming to visit could just sit on the sofa.
Yeah. No kitchen access.
Yeah.
And I think in the narrowboat it was not much higher.
Oh, the narrowboat, when I was washing up, I have to do that to fit. I could only stand up, like my head touched the ceiling at the very highest point.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is luxury.
Yeah. Nice, and very nice countertop.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful wood. It's the London plane tree, which has this really beautiful markings.
Yeah. So it was so wide, or you had to glue it?
It was almost wide enough. I had to
Okay.
glue on just a little tiny
wow.
strip.
That's a huge tree.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, and I really, to know it's from, I know the spot where it came from.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Yeah. And you have a normal fridge?
Yeah, normal fridge. I started off with a 12-volt fridge.
Yeah.
And it was so loud.
Okay. Well, interesting.
Yeah. So
maybe it was some old school, no?
I think it was just maybe quite cheap.
Okay.
But I figured this one is quiet.
Yeah.
And relatively cheap compared to a 12-volt.
Yeah. Especially 5 years ago. Nowadays you get them cheaper. 5 years ago it was $1,000 at least.
Yeah, exactly. So normal gas oven,
yeah.
powered with the same gas that the hot water's from.
Yeah. And you're brewing something a lot. I saw there are 2 bottles here.
Yes, I'm making mead.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's a hobby.
Yeah, and it tastes good. My favorite feature is here. And this is my wooden spoon wall.
Okay, so you made yourself?
These spoons are made by many of my friends.
Okay, nice.
And yeah, I find eating with a wooden spoon from a wooden bowl, it's a beautiful thing. And I think that a wooden spoon is like a little work of art. It's the perfect sculpture that fits in your hand and puts food in your mouth. So yeah, I love them. I think they're...
And the large sink for a small house.
Yes, that's again from the living on the boat. I had a small sink.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So big sink, big draining board as well.
Nice.
Like, be somewhere to put all your stuff. So in here is the bathroom.
Oh, you got the bath.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's deep. Like you can have a
full bath and get your shoulders in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something I think I see it a lot of in the UK? I don't see the rest of Europe such a bath.
Yeah, I think they're Japanese.
Okay.
In origin.
Because I have seen a lot in the UK, like half bath, that we usually used to see.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We don't have like most of Europe like this. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So it's got the shower above. It's slightly less convenient to get into than a normal shower. But...
Oh, you built in like a rain shower.
Yeah.
In the ceiling. Nice. And composting toilet.
Yep. And that's got a little charcoal filter in it.
Yep. Right. That does the job.
Yeah, it's great. They said it would only last a year.
No, it lasts much longer.
It's I've been using it for probably 4.5 years. It's good because when I started to look to see if you could just replace the filters, they said no, you've got to replace the whole unit.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm glad it's living a long time.
Yeah. Because you can buy separately filters just.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
But yeah. The company I bought that from obviously want
money. Yeah. And this is the wardrobe.
Yes. Fancy. So small wardrobe, I don't have a lot of clothes.
Mm.
And then storage for dog things.
You studied architecture or
No.
building?
No, I studied product design.
Okay.
So I was a product designer, and then buildings were, especially natural buildings, became the thing that
Yeah.
they're so big. They're so like, you feel a good sense of accomplishment
Yeah.
from building a house. I also have a podcast where I speak to lots of architects, designers. So
Yeah.
like, I
Okay.
know I'm a bit more kind of informed that
Yeah.
maybe than your average builder, but yeah, I've got a little intro into lots of things.
Yeah. How it's called, the podcast?
It's called Building Sustainability.
Okay. So it's all about sustainable, eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly
Yeah.
building, building with cob, building with straw bales,
Oh,
cork.
nice.
Yeah, kind of designers, builders, dreamers, doers.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Let us know what do you think about this design, and would you do interior and exterior from the Cork? I think it's pretty cool to have it inside as well. And links I will leave from Jeffrey in the description below. Go and check out his podcast, and see you in the next one. Cheers!